Good day, my name is Blue Suit and today I'll be going over my review of the 4-man squad-based PvPvE action heist game known as Hood Outlaws and Legends. In Hood Outlaws and Legends, you play as one of 4 Sherwood heroes as they team up to steal from the rich and give to the needy on a series of large and challenging maps by pickpocketing keys, discovering vaults, and hauling loot back home. There are many enemies in your path, from lowly knights, both ranged and melee, to powerful sergeants who will instantly destroy any of your teammates as soon as he touches them. To add to the madness of trying to plan an impromptu heist with a group of internet strangers, there's also an enemy team of 4 players who are trying to steal the state's treasure before you can get your hands on it, in what starts as a stealthy team adventure and almost always ends in a vicious bloodbath between 2 teams frantically trying to steal a win from one another, as matches devolve from stealing from the state to stealing from other thieves. Each playable character so far released in Hood Outlaws and Legends is a fabled hero from the legends of Robin Hood. The first is Robin, a long-ranged bow user who can use an explosive arrow and flashbangs from a distance to inflict massive damage and confusion on the enemy team. As a ranged character, he's also capable of long-range headshots that will one-shot any enemy NPC or player, leading to some of Hood's most satisfying kills. The second character, based off of Little John, is John the Tank. John carries a large 2-handed hammer and can beat anything in the game in a melee fight, with the exception of the sergeant. He can also lift the heavy portcullises scattered around the maps to temporarily open shortcuts for his team to get to fights and objectives faster. His only ranged ability is the one-time use grenade that does significant damage, but he makes up for this with his Terminator-like special ability that temporarily gives him infinite stamina and increased melee damage. The cooldown for this ability is long, but a raging John is an overpowered thing indeed, and he can potentially wipe your whole team if you're clumped together. Then there's Took, based off of Friar Tuck. Took is technically a support class, but with immense melee combat abilities with his flail that attacks with wide sweeps that hit multiple foes at once, keeping them disrupted while your team takes advantage with big damage. He can also send his flail out in a straight line, hitting everyone in its path and stunning those who can't get out of its way. His ability, probably the most useful in the game, can heal allies and reveal enemies, and his gadget is a grenade that blurs enemy vision. The last character, and for right now my favorite, is Marianne. This stealth assassin is the best in the game at remaining hidden from foes until the right time, and then springing out with a surprise attack to instantly kill any foe. Her special ability even allows her to become completely invisible for a brief time to completely change the outcome of a fight, and her smoke grenade prevents any enemies from being able to see in or out of its wide radius. Matches begin with each team spawning at their base and fighting, assassinating, or sneaking past guards to find the sergeant. On their way, they can potentially skirmish with the enemy team or capture spawn points that will afford them additional places to spawn after death. If you're spotted by guards, a large area around them will be alerted. All guards nearby will rush in to attack you, and the enemy will be alerted of your location, which is probably the most detrimental part, as winning fights is almost always due to the element of surprise. Once you find the sergeant and pickpocket the key, your team tracks down the vault, gets the treasure, and tries to make off with it. It's during this half of the game where most of the fighting takes place, and victory comes with a balance between map control and picking smart fights, with most matches lasting around 20 minutes. Outside of these matches, you'll be spending time in your hub world called your hideout. Here you can use the gold that you've stolen from the state to unlock character and weapon skins, check daily challenges, practice your fighting in the training area, or most importantly, unlock and assign perks to your characters. Each character has several perks that can be unlocked as you level up that individual character, and 3 perks can be assigned at any given time. This is where the characters really begin to shine and become significantly more powerful than that same character on a lower level player. Things like bonus damage, stamina, and powerful abilities like vampiric weapons bring unforeseen variables to fights that players won't expect. Overall, the gameplay experience in Hood Outlaws and Legends, even in these early stages, is very smooth, and whenever I lost a match or died, it was clear to me that it was my fault and not through some broken or overpowered issue with the game. Even when it comes to stability, I never saw someone DC, and it never happened to me with my time with the game. The one bug that has been coming up is that sometimes, even when you're not in a game, people will randomly connect to your voice chat while you're in your hub world. It's certainly unnerving that someone could potentially be listening to you when you don't know about it, but it doesn't actually affect the game in a functional way. One big need to know with Hood's Outlaws and Legends is in the last 5 minutes of every match. When you finally secure the treasure and you're winching it out of the map, you're filling up this progress bar, and once it completes, you win the game. However, if you're just about to complete the progress bar and the enemy team manages to wipe your team out, they can pick up where you left off on that progress bar and win the game in one fight, even if they've lost the entire rest of the match. This isn't necessarily a bad mechanic, as this game is all about thieving, and stealing from other thieves is fair game, but it's good to know that this exists before you pick it up. You can pick up Hood Outlaws and Legends on PC, PlayStation, and Xbox for $30. It's a great PvPvE title with a strong focus on tactical teamwork with a lot of room for meta growth and a slew of planned, upcoming, free content, indicating that its value is only going to be going up from here. But in its current state, I'm valuing Hood Outlaws and Legends at $36, and I'm excited for more characters to be added to its roster. If you're curious, there's also an additional 1-year battle pass available for $25, but as it strictly only includes cosmetics, it's really not worth that price, except to players who develop as hardcore fans, so I definitely recommend just picking up the base game for now. I hope you enjoyed this review of Hood Outlaws and Legends. Come see me on Twitch where you can watch our reviews in progress 5 nights a week. As always, don't forget to like, subscribe, and let me know in the comments what you thought about it. Until next time, peace!